Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Dylan Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to be discussing the Cleveland Browns loss against the Los Angeles Rams. And I'm not going to lie, usually with losses, I come out very pissed. This was one of those losses where it's like, I'm mad, but I'm not super mad. The reason why is because usually with these losses, it's like all three phases of the team, offense, special teams, and defense, all completely sucked. In this game, offense actually didn't look that bad. The problem with the team that we're going to go into this video is the defense, the part of this team that was supposed to be extremely good, has sucked. So we're going to kind of go through this game, break it down, talk about the stats, discuss the defense. Myles Garrett has been MIA in this entire game. I think they said he didn't get any tackles, any sacks, any pressures, anything. We're going to talk about the fact that Joe Flacco actually played pretty damn good in this game until about late in the fourth quarter, but we'll get into that. And then at the very end, we'll kind of discuss the Cleveland Browns' future of them going forward, of what this game means going forward for the defense, the quarterback position, and everything else. So without further ado, as always, if you're going to enjoy today's video, make sure you drop a like. And without further ado, let's get into it. So as you can see, final score 19-36. I turned the game off when it was like 19-27. I went back and looked. The Browns, I don't know what the fuck they were doing here at the very end. They obviously turned the ball over after the Rams got the touchdown. They turned the ball over on like fourth down. They tried to go for it. It got to like a minute 50 something. I was thinking the Rams were just going to take their three knees, get out of there. But they scored another touchdown, and then we got a safety. Like, it was like so much stupid shit was going on at the end. But like I said, around that like 2 minute 30 seconds to go mark, I turned the TV off. I didn't really give a shit to go back and look until afterwards. I saw highlights. But the crazy thing about this game was it was a back and forth game, and it was pretty damn close all the way up until we had that touchdown. And I was thinking, Joe Flacco might actually win the Browns a game, and then we missed the extra point. And it was weird because I feel like the announcers fucking jinxed us because the Rams kicker, I swear to God, this first field goal that he made, that one didn't look like it went through. That one like went right over top of the uprights. I thought it was a miss. They said it was good, questionable. But then his second field goal that he made, he ended up missing. So he was already having trouble. Whereas Dustin Hopkins, he was making his kicks. He was making his extra points. He was pretty good in the early part of the game. But then he missed the extra point. And it's like, how did the Rams kicker all of a sudden become great when Dustin Hopkins is going bad? When earlier on, Dustin Hopkins was 100% automatic and the Rams kicker was crappy. Like I said, kind of going through the flow of the game, it was, like I said, back and forth. That first drive, we went straight down the field. That touchdown to Jerome Ford that Joe Flacco threw, it was money. Jerome Ford almost fell. I will give him that. He almost fucking screwed up a touchdown and fell and let the defenders come and get him, but he ended up crawling his way into the end zone. Other than that, the rest of that game, that first drive, it's like we had that first drive and it was perfect, but then after that, it's like we were going downhill. Things weren't really working. We were getting to like a midfield. We were punting the ball away. But it was like we were playing just like a defensive special teams position or field position battle. Going in the fourth quarter, like I said, we had that really good drive. We went down the field, got the touchdown. When we missed that extra point, there was some side of me that was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. But then the other part of me was saying, we've seen this before. We've seen the Ravens game. An extra point is not going to kill us. And luckily, our defense is stood up. They got the stop with like, I want to say 7-something minutes to go. But what did we do? Joe Flacco, I think it was literally the very first play of the game, or first play of the drive. He comes out, I think it was play action. He had Elijah Moore going downfield, and he just fucking slings one. He didn't see the safety. I think it was John Johnson over the middle. If John Johnson wasn't there, that would have been a touchdown. But with the safety being there, interception. Like when I say the Browns fans, myself, everybody else out there, we thought this game had a chance to be won until the interception got thrown. And even then, I was thinking, please just fall down. But then he ran it the whole way back. Got all the way down the field, and that's whenever they went down and scored this touchdown here. But then even after that, I was thinking, okay, 19-27, we have a chance. And we went out, we had the ball, and there was like so many stupid calls with the refs that it wasn't even funny. Like the Cleveland Browns, I want to say it was like the 30-35 yard line. We had the ball 4th and inches or 3rd and inches or something like that. And we were going to go quarterback sneak, I think. And Joe Flacco lined up. He's ready to snap it. And they called a false start on the center for moving the ball. Originally, they called it 75, which is Joe Patonio. He's not the center. He's the guard. They called it for, I guess, number 75, which was originally 55, is our center, for moving the football backwards. That is the most stupid penalty I've ever heard. Apparently, it's in the rule book that the center cannot move the ball. When I saw the replay, he didn't move the ball. So I don't know what the fuck they were looking at. And even Kevin Stefanski, usually I rip him to shreds after games whenever it comes to stupid stuff like this. But he even, that was the moment where I was like, okay, Kevin knows what he's doing. He's trying to get something working here. And he's even getting pissed off at the refs, like, because whenever the ref was kind of explaining to him, he looked over at him like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me, like, get away from me." When I saw that, I knew, okay, Kevin's even pissed. If we're pissed and Kevin's also pissed, now we got a problem. But overall, kind of overview of the game, I think it was a well-rounded kind of battle between the two teams. These last 2 minutes, I don't even count for the game. I feel like if the Rams would have just taken the 3 knees, got out of there, 1927, it would have just been a win for the Rams. That, like, the good win. But the fact that they went out there and piled it up at the end, it was uncalled for. Now let's kind of look at an overview of the offense real quick. Joe Flacco, like I said, played pretty damn good. 23 of 44, 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, had the interception, like I said. He only got sacked twice, which is surprising because he's not a very mobile quarterback. 75 passer rating. The guy did pretty good. Once again, this Cleveland Browns team is supposed to be a running offense, and yet we're only running the ball for 87 yards. And it's not like the Rams have like the best rushing defense in the league. The Browns, for some reason, these past few weeks, ever since like Deshaun Watson has been gone out, we have just like gone to a straight all passing offense. And I get it, they're making it work. Kevin Stefanski is making these quarterbacks work. He's getting PJ Walker some throws. He's getting Dorian Thompson-Robinson the throws. Joe Flacco, he's got the throws there. It's just, it doesn't make sense how that we are a running offense. We have the number 1 passing or rushing attack in the league. That number's going to be creeping down to like maybe only top 10 here soon with the way we're running the ball. But like, why do we not run the ball more? I mean, the guys that are running the ball, they're getting good yardage from their carries. It's just we're not staying consistent with it. When it comes to the guys catching the ball, Mark Cooper, he went out in this game. He's got a concussion protocol. He went out last week with a rib. I think at that point when he went out, it was like late 3rd quarter, early 4th quarter. They decided this game is already out of reach. Get him out of here. But now with Cooper going out, it's like we just cannot get ahead of things when it comes to injuries. But when it comes to Cooper going out, it's like we cannot stay ahead of things whenever it comes to injuries. We can't get anybody healthy. The second one person gets healthy, 3 more people get hurt. Coming into this game, I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen. Elijah Moore, he was with Joe Flacco in the Jets last season, I believe. So I kind of expected this to happen. He got 4 catches, 83 yards. Incredible. As you can see, he was targeted 12 times. The guy, I think Joe Flacco, at some point in the game, he was told by Kevin, if he's open, throw it to him. And I think Elijah Moore and Joe kind of got together and they were like, I'm going to run some deep routes. If you see me and you think you can get the ball to me, give me a shot. There were a couple throws that Joe made to Elijah Moore where I feel like he could have gotten them. A lot of deep throws where he kind of just threw him out of bounds because the safety of the corner was lingering too much. But other than that, I think Elijah Moore played a really damn good game. Like I said, there were some throws that he missed, but Elijah Moore was impactful. Harrison Bryant, we don't really see a lot of him lately. Here in the past 2 games, he's had to really show up a lot. Cedric Tillman, ever since like Amari Cooper's been kind of hurt, David Njoku, he's not really been that active. Cedric Tillman's had to show up a lot. David Bell got some action in this game. It seems like when they have like a guy like Joe Flacco, they're trying to spread the ball out a lot. Usually when you have your quarterback, that you're down to like your 4th, 5th string quarterback, usually you try to find one guy that they're going to be comfortable with. Like right here, we have Elijah Moore. He's comfortable with. Amari Cooper, he's a reliable target. Harrison Bryant, I think is a reliable target. He's a guy that you can trust right now because he's desperate for the football. But it just feels like when we go into these games, we kind of expect, okay, it's going to be Amari Cooper, David Njoku, and then Jerome Ford is going to be the 3 people that are going to win us this game. And then somehow we come out of there saying, nope, it's going to be Elijah Moore, Kareem Hunt, and a guy like Harrison Bryant that are going to be the guys winning the game. Overall, if I had to give this offense a grade on how they did, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to give them like a solid, take away the interception from Joe Flacco, and this is like a B-. With the interception, it's like a C+. But let's get into the defense, shall we? This defense is supposed to be the number 1 defense in the league, okay? How do we do? Let's see. Let's see, how many sacks did we get? 0. How many tackles for loss did we get? 1. How many quarterback hits did we get? Maurice Hurst got 1, and Grant Delpit got 1. And as we can see, our best defensive player is nowhere on the stat sheet. Didn't even get a tackle. Now, when it comes to Myles Garrett not being as impactful as we liked him to be, like a TJ Watt, Micah Parsons comparison, it seemed like the Rams going into this game, you could tell every run play, they were going away from Myles Garrett. Every pass play was quick, or if it was going to be a deep pass, they loaded up the offensive line over with Myles Garrett. Like, they basically said, we are going to make anybody else beat us besides Myles Garrett. And the Rams basically had a perfect game plan. Tackles and guards double teaming, tackles, guards, tight ends, tackles, tight ends, and running backs chipping. They did everything they could to keep Myles Garrett just away from the game. Now, 2 more things I want to discuss about the defense. Number 1, this is kind of a subtle thing, but Denzel Ward has not been there on defense. And I think him not being there has impacted us a lot. He was not there against Denver, and he was not there here against LA. Who went off in both those games? Cooper Kupp went off here in this game, as well as Puka Nacua. And then who went off in Denver? Oh, that's right, Courtland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy. When you have a lockdown corner not like nowhere to be seen on the team, your receivers are going to be able to run more freely. And it's shown these past 2 weeks. Denzel Ward, if he was there, he would have been able to at least maybe he go up on Puka Nacua and Greg Newsome can stay on Cooper Kupp, or vice versa, one or the other can go on the others. Or if Denzel Ward was there, they could have put Denzel Ward one-on-one with one of them, and then they could have took Martin Emerson and Greg Newsome and go on the other one to double team, and you would have been able to try to eliminate the big giant plays from those two. All I'm going to say is if Denzel Ward was there, it would help out the defense a little bit. And then the second thing, and I heard Rex Ryan say this on NFL Countdown at an early pregame show, he did say something about the Cleveland Browns defense. A great championship Super Bowl caliber defense. They can travel. This Browns defense hasn't shown the ability to travel. Don't get me wrong, when they're at home, they are damn good because they got the crowd noise behind them, you got the noise, the energy, but when they go on the road and it's third down and you're obviously in a home stadium you're obviously on the road, you have the other team's stadium, they're going to try to be quiet, they're trying to let their crowd work. It's third down, usually you think, yeah, let's get loud, let's go. And there's like no noise. It's harder to achieve big time plays on defense when you have no crowd noise behind you. And I know some of you are going to be looking at me saying like, that's stupid, that's a bad analogy. No, it's a little bit true. Ask anybody that's played football in their life. They will say crowd noise is one of the biggest impactful things when it comes to a football game. And so far throughout all these games this season, we've seen when the Browns are at home, the defense is amazing. When they go on the road, they let up points. Look at the Ravens game, 31 points. Look at the Colts game, 38 points. Look at the Broncos game, near 30 points. Look at the Rams, 36 points. This defense is not, they're not doing the best. And I know in some games in the past, it's been, well, the offense threw pick six or the offense fumbled the ball and they ran it back for a touchdown. I know that happened in like the Steelers game way earlier in the year. But in other games this year, we've seen some dumb mistakes from the defense that have allowed easy scores for the offense. So I'm going to say this, the defense does need to be fixed. The defense, I mean, look at the numbers. The fact that we have no sacks, no tackles for loss, 2 pass deflections, meaning half the time whenever it was not caught, it was because the player just willingly did not catch the ball. It wasn't like we were there to swat it away or break up the pass. It was just, we got lucky they dropped the football. But other than that, I'm going to wrap it up with this. I think the Cleveland Browns, like I said, played a good game. Offense, like I said, C+. If that interception didn't happen, maybe a B-. When it comes to the defense, I'm going to give them like a D-. They did not play their best football. They're going into this game next week, I think, against the Jaguars. It's going to be a tough game. They are at home, though. If they can find a way to win that game, you are back to 8-5. Then you have the Bears, I think, the week after that. So, like, you have a chance to build some momentum after these 2 bad losses. You have the road to prosperity is right in front of you. Lick your wounds, take your bearings under you, put that loss behind you, and you got to move forward. Now, am I predicting the Browns are going to win next week? I'm not going to predict that just yet, but everything else, I think, like I said, I think the Browns played an okay game this week, but they got to put it behind them. Other than that, that's going to do it for today's video. Hopefully, guys, you're going to enjoy today's video. As always with these videos, make sure you go and drop a like if you wanted to enjoy. If you watched the entire today's video and maybe you're a Cleveland Browns fan or just a fan of maybe the Rams or the Browns, and maybe I missed a detail of this game, you want to go and leave it down in the comment section down below, feel free to do so and leave your opinion on kind of how the game went, of what you guys think about how the game went. Do you think Joe Flacco played well? The defense played crappy like I said so? Or maybe you think something else and you want to leave your opinion down there? Feel free to do so. If you are a fan of the content that I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so, and do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Dylan Talk Sports. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.